every cause has to affect you personally for it to matter. Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome to the first episode of Charity Spotlight, a new series where I take some time to talk about the charities we're raising money for, why they matter, and how people can support them in different ways. Because one thing I've realised through doing this year of fundraising is that not every charity is going to have a direct personal connection to me, and I actually think that's okay. I don't think you need to have lived through something personally to care about it. I don't think a cause has to be close to home in order to be worth supporting, and I don't think the only charities that matter are the ones that affect us directly. Sometimes something matters simply because it matters. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, because this month we're raising money for WWF. And if I'm being honest, WWF is not a charity I have some deep personal connection to. It's not one of those causes where I can sit here and tell you a very personal story about how it's affected me and my life directly. But I also don't think that means it matters less. In a way, I actually think that's part of the reason this month is important. Because I think it's easy to care about things that directly affect us. It's easier when something feels personal. It's easier when we can clearly see how it connects to our own life, and it's easier when we already understand the emotional link. But I also think there's value in learning to care about things well beyond ourselves. And that's where WWF comes in. Because the work they do matters. Even if it doesn't always feel immediate or personal in the same way other causes might. When people think of WWF, I think a lot of the time they think very simply about endangered animals. And yes, that's part of it. But it's also much bigger than that. It's about protecting wildlife. It's about protecting habitats. It's about conservation. It's about the natural world. It's about trying to protect ecosystems that are under pressure from human activity, climate issues, habitat destruction, and all of the other things that slowly chip away at the world around us. And I think that matters because the natural world is not separate from us. It's easy to talk about wildlife and conservation as if it's something happening somewhere else, to animals we'll never see in places that are far away from us. But the truth is, when nature suffers, that affects all of us eventually. Healthy ecosystems matter, biodiversity matters, protecting habitats matter. Even if you're not someone who thinks about that every day, it still matters. And I think that's part of why I wanted to make this video. Because I know there will be people like me, people who maybe don't have a direct connection to WWF, but who still believe it's important to use what platform they have to support causes that do real good. And I think that's enough. I think that's a good enough reason. You don't have to pretend a charity has changed your life personally to want to support it. Sometimes it's enough to say, this matters, this work is valuable, and if I can help in some way, I want to. That feels honest to me, and I think that honesty matters, especially with charity. Because I don't want these videos to just be me sitting here asking people for money over and over again. That's not really the point. The point is to spotlight the cause, talk about why it matters, and hopefully give people a reason to care. And then, if people do want to support, amazing. But support does not only mean donating money. There's another big thing I want these videos to be about. Because not everybody is in a position to donate. And that's completely fine. I never want people to feel like if they can't put money in, they can't be part of what we're doing. That's just not true. There are loads of ways people can support. They can come into the streams, they can spend time in the community, they can help make the fundraising streams feel alive. You can share the video with someone else who might care about the cause, you can tell a friend about what we're doing, you can comment, like, engage, help more people see the content. You can help spread the word. All of that matters because support is bigger than just money. And especially for something like this, where the goal is not only to raise money, but also to raise awareness and build a community around doing some good. All of that genuinely counts. That's also part of why I wanted to start Charity Spotlight as a series. Because I don't just want the current charity to be a name that appears in a title or a donation panel. I want there to be a bit more space to talk about it, to say why it matters, to say why we're backing it, and to make it feel like more than just a logo or a link. And I think WWF is actually a really good place to start with that, because it's the sort of charity where some people might not feel an instant personal connection, but when you stop and think about it, the impact is much broader than it first seems. Protecting the natural world matters. Protecting wildlife matters. Protecting the future of ecosystems matter. And even if that doesn't feel deeply personal to you right away, that doesn't mean it isn't worth caring about. Sometimes I think part of doing charity work, even on a small scale like this, is letting yourself learn. Letting yourself support things that maybe you didn't know much about before. Letting yourself widen the causes you care about. Letting the platform, however big or small it is, be used for something beyond just yourself. And that's something I want this whole year of fundraising to represent. Not just the cause that feel closest, not the stories that hit home for me personally, but a wider mix of charities doing important work. Because good causes do not need my personal connection to be valid. They just need to matter. And WWF does. So I think if there's one message in this first charity spotlight video, it's this. It's that you do not need a personal connection to a cause in order to care about it. Sometimes caring starts with learning. Sometimes it starts with listening. It starts with simply recognizing that something is important, even if it doesn't directly affect your everyday life. And if that leads to support, whether that's through donating, sharing, showing up in streams, or just helping spread the word, then all of that matters too. Because that's how things grow. That's how awareness grows, that's how communities grow, and that's how support grows. And honestly, that's what I'm hoping this series can become. A place where I can talk more openly about the charities we're raising money for, why they matter, and how people can be part of it whatever way they can. So if you'd like to support WWF, the donation link is in the description. 90% of the donations through that link will go directly to the charity. And if you donate through the fundraiser on Twitch, then 100% goes to them. But like I said, support doesn't just have to mean donating. If you want to help, you can share this video, send it to someone who might care about the cause, come into the streams, join the community, and help be part of what we're building around this year of fundraising. And if you want to keep up with everything that I'm doing, make sure to follow me across all of my social medias, follow me on Twitch for the live streams, and join my Discord as well, so you can keep up with stream updates, charity updates, and everything else that's going on. All the links are down below, and if you enjoyed the first episode of Charity Spotlight, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.